Hello guys, my name is Casey Stevens. My student ID number is 3055546. I'm in the semester at Cedar Valley College of Spring 2017. Hey guys, it's Casey here again. I'm here with Norton, and today we're going to do a nail trim. And first I'm going to show you the certain items that you guys need to do this successfully at home. One thing you're going to need, of course, is the nail trimmers. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to do anything without it. And then for some safety features, in case you actually hit a quick, which is the actual vein inside the dog's nail, which gives the blood and the nerve to the nail, just like we have in our own nails, is what you're going to need at home. You could either use flour or cornstarch to stop the bleeding in order to clot the blood, or what you can pick up at your local PetSmart, Petco, or at your local clinic's office is called styptic powder. Styptic powder is the same thing. If you apply it on the nail, you could do one or two techniques. You could take the lid and place it here, and you could take the powder, put it inside the lid, and simply take the dog's nail and place it on here in order to clot the blood and stop the bleeding. Or what you could do is when you have the powder in the lid, you could pinch it between your fingers, place the dog's nail right between your fingers, and pinch it on the nail and apply pressure for a few seconds, and that should stop the bleeding as well. Right now we're going to have it here for safety reasons, but we're going to start off with Norton's front foot. We're going to take our front foot and take the nail clippers, and we're going to start trimming. And since he has clear nails, you're easily able to see the quick right here and where to stop and where to start and actually trimming. So his quick starts right about here. So what we're going to do is going to take the nail trimmers and just do his tips. Just like that. And what we'll do is, since we have clear nails, it's easier to see where the quick stops and starts, but we'll still slowly take off a little bit of the nail at each time. Okay. I can see where the quick stops right here, so I'm going to stop clipping that nail and move on to the next one. That looks just about right. So we'll move on to the next one. And he's being a good boy. You can always encourage them in between. And that looks good as well right there. Going to move on to the next nail. And you always want to make sure you get just enough, so not too close. And the one that's going to be the hardest is probably the dew claw, but you could just manipulate the paw in order to move it. I'm going to move it a little bit outwards in a little awkward angle so you guys can see a little bit better. But we're going to take this and do the same thing. You can see the quick stops a little bit farther closer to the nail, but we're still just going to shave off a little bit on the end right there. And I can see where the quick stops right there. So we're going to place his foot down, and then we'll move on to the next foot. Alright, this is Casey here again. I'm here with Miss Daisy, and what I'm going to do is demonstrate how to do a nail trim on a cat today. But of course you're going to need is cat nail trimmers, which you can pick up from your local veterinarian or also Petco, PetSmart, or anything like that. They just tend to be smaller. They're also the same size for ferret or guinea pig nail clippers. We're also going to have a safety precaution. Right here is the styptic powder. Same thing if we do with the dog's nail trims. If we end up quicking the nail on the cat, we can use this in order to do the clot for us and to stop the bleeding. What we can do is, we can have it ready with the powder in the lid. We can always tap the nail into the lid in order to stop the bleeding, or same thing where you pinch it in between your fingers and apply pressure to the nail for a couple seconds and stop the bleeding that way. If you do not have the styptic powder available to you, you can use corn or flour at home. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to hold Miss Daisy close to us right here, and are going to have our nail clippers in one hand and her in our other hand. We're going to take her front paw, and the way you expose a cat's a cat's nails are, you're going to put pressure on the thumb with your thumb. And you see the way it juts out a little bit that way in order where you can see the quick is in the clear nail or in a black nail. Miss Daisy here has clear nails, and you can see where the quick stops right here. It tends to match up where that curve is. We're going to apply pressure to the nail and then clip right there. And then we're going to repeat the same thing for her whole foot. Now if your cat's uncooperative at home, you can always have someone help restrain or use a towel for the restraint. Cats also have a dew claw. Hers is in a little funky position. I'm going to try and go slow so I can show you guys. Same thing. We're going to apply pressure to the end of it, poke it out, expose the nail right there, make sure without hitting the quick, and clip it just like that. And that's how you do your cat's nail trim. Hey guys, well we have Mr. Norton here again, and what I'm going to do is demonstrate how to pill your dog at home and without treats or any use of any other devices. Well, Mr. Norton here has a prescribed cetirizine by Dr. Reif, and basically it's prescribed a 10 milligram tablet, 2 tablets per day, once a day in the morning. So what we're going to do is go ahead and give them his. They're for his environmental allergies, so he doesn't lick his feet or do anything else. What we're going to do here is I have him restrained to the scale via a safety knot and a loop leash, and I have him sitting. And if you don't have that available at home, someone else can help you and make sure he sits for you. What we're going to do is we're going to take his pill out of his, he likes his pills, so this should be, he thinks it's a treat. And what we're going to do is take our pill in our left hand, put it between our middle finger, and we're going to take our right hand and over the dog's face, very gently, we're going to take our thumb and other fingers and hold the jowls and separate both the teeth from the bottom of the mouth. And we're going to hold his head back and then put our other hand with our pill in the middle finger on the bottom of the lip and pull down and place all the way in the back of the throat. Close his mouth and rub his throat to make sure he doesn't spit the pill out. And once he licks his lips, it's usually a good indicator that that pill's in there and it's not coming out. Alright guys, so what I'm going to demonstrate next is how to pill your cat at home. We have Miss Daisy here again, and we're going to just do a treat this time as she's on no medications currently. And what we're going to do is, if you need help, you can always have a second person help you, or you can hold her close to you, and what I'm going to do is with my right hand, I'm going to take her head with my thumb and forefinger and tilt back. And what that does is naturally have her open her mouth for us. And then I'm going to take the treat in my other left hand. Same thing, middle finger and other thumb. And I take that and kind of lower the jaw and insert the pill into the back of the mouth. So like so. You ready? Alright, and then you're going to rub her throat to make sure the pill goes all the way down. And it looks like she swallowed it for us here. So that's a successful way in order to pill your cat at home. Alright, so today we're going to demonstrate how to collect urine on this Mr. Norton as well. What you're going to need is a ladle to go ahead and collect that midstream urine. And midstream urine is important because we want to lessen that bacterial content and keep the urine as sterile as possible for your veterinarian to collect. So we're going to give him a couple of seconds to urinate and then go ahead and collect that, and that'll decrease that bacterial content for you. And hit this tree right here and see if he's interested. So you're going to take your ladle and allow him to urinate for a few seconds and collect that midstream urine. And he gave us plenty of samples. And then what you're going to do is take it into your veterinarian at adequate timing in a specified collection container for urine. Hey guys, this is Mr. Norton again, and what I'm going to do is show you how to use a gauze muzzle. Gauze muzzle is used if you don't have availability of a commercial muzzle, a cloth muzzle, or a basket muzzle. What we're going to do here is I'm going to show you there's a 1-inch gauze muzzle that you can use, or 1-inch gauze strip, for a smaller dog. Since Mr. Norton here is about 50 pounds, we're going to use the larger one. The larger one is going to be a 2-inch strip. What we're going to do is going to take the take the gauze, kind of stretch it out. We're going to form it into a quick loop like this. We're going to have him place his head right here. Put the loop over his muzzle. Tighten it like so. Put it back underneath. Take the bottom pieces, go behind the ears, and do a safety quick release bow. And this way, it's tight enough to where he can't open his mouth and you can go forth with your procedure.